14 years ago, I came up with a dream. It was a dream that was bigger than anything I ever imagined. It was a dream that encompassed everything deep down inside that I wanted. I never knew that it was possible to achieve such a big dream. Yet I saw people that had accomplished what I had wanted to accomplish. I saw person after person after person who had accomplished what I wanted and lived the future life that I desired. It was everything I ever wanted, everything that I never realized I could have, and more. Seeing person after person living the life I wanted showed me that it was possible. It gave me hope in a dark and confusing world. It gave me light to illuminate the dark. It gave me the will and confidence to fight for my dream. It wasn't easy at first, but I was willing to learn. I was willing to grow. I was willing to make mistakes and fail. I dedicated myself to the pursuit of this dream. I began to put forth time, energy, and money on my quest of achievement. I did what they told me to do. If they told me to go right, I turned right. If they told me to go left, I turned left. I was willing to turn around and never look back. I was willing to turn until I had nothing left. I told all my family. I told all my friends. I told all my peers. I told the world. I told the internet. I told them all that I was going to make it. I promised them that I was going to make it. I was innocently excited. I was a kid who dreamed every single day of sitting at the top of the mountain. I told myself that this was a long-term dream and that I'd get the job done in 5 years. I was willing to go the distance because the prize was so much greater than the price. 100 push-ups were nothing if it meant losing 100 pounds. $100 invested meant nothing if it meant making $100,000. 100 rejections were nothing if it meant meeting the love of your life. I was a blazing fireball, and nothing could stop me. Or so I thought. 12 months went by. Year 1 was over. I learned a lot and grew a lot. I didn't hit my target, but I was willing to keep on keeping on. Another 12 months went by. Year 2 was over. I learned a lot and grew a lot. I didn't hit my target, but I was willing to keep on keeping on. Another 12 months went by. Year 3 was over. I learned a lot and grew a lot. I didn't hit my target, but I was willing to keep on keeping on. As I entered year 4, I became a bit anxious. Doubt creeped into my mind. I was tired. I was stretched thin, and there were times when I thought about quitting. But I was willing to keep on keeping on. This was all part of the process. Another 12 months went by. Year 4 was over. I didn't hit my target. And here is where things get interesting. It was my goal to accomplish my dream in 5 years. 4 years had gone by. 48 months had evaporated in the blink of an eye. This was it. This was the year that I was going to make it happen. It was all or nothing. It was do or die. It was now or never. And guess what? If you thought it was going to happen and I was going to make it and it was going to be a happy ending, you're wrong. Another 12 months went by. I didn't hit my target. Was I willing to keep on keeping on? I failed to get the job done. I failed to accomplish my dream in 5 years. 60 months of blood, sweat, and tears gone. Just like that. I reached a crossroad, an intersection where I had to make a decision. I could keep plowing forward, fight through the struggle, and continue pursuing my dream with the hope that one day I could finally make it. Or I could quit. I could cut my losses and pursue something else, enjoy life, relax, and spend time on my hobbies and other things that brought pleasure to my life and didn't require so much time and effort. You want to know what I did next? I followed my heart. I didn't quit. I was not going to give up my dream, the sole thing that lit me up every single day. I was willing to keep on keeping on. And here's where the story gets very interesting. Year 6 went by. I didn't hit my target. Year 7 went by. I didn't hit my target. Year 8 went by. I didn't hit my target. Year 9 went by. I didn't hit my target. Year 10 went by. I didn't hit my target. Year 11, 12, 13, and 14 went by. I still didn't hit my target. And that takes us to the present. Here I sit, 14 years later, 14 years into the game, 168 months of fighting for something that hasn't happened yet. Here I sit, 14 years later, 14 years later, and I can't help but ask, why hasn't it happened yet? Why haven't I been able to figure this out? So many people have done what I want to do. They got it done in 5 years or less. Why hasn't it happened to me? Am I stupid? Am I dumb? Am I lazy? Did I not work hard enough? Did I not try enough things? Was I not consistent enough? Tell me. Tell me. I need to know. 14 years. I gave everything for 14 years. I gave up time with family and friends. I gave up money that I didn't have. I gave up hobbies that made me smile. I did everything you told me to do. I followed the blueprint step by step, and here I am 14 years later, and it still hasn't happened. Why hasn't it happened? What have I done wrong? Where did I mess up? So, here I stand at yet another crossroad. 14 years into the game, and I need to make a decision. Do I quit? Or do I pursue my dream? Do I cut my losses, treat the last 14 years like a learning lesson? Or do I pursue my dream? Do I walk away from everything that I worked so hard for over the last 14 years? Or do I pursue my dream? Well, here's where my story gets even more interesting.